You're tuned in to 1040 AM KGGR 106.9 FM. We welcome you, welcome you. Now, for those of you who are on social media, you see that we have a surprise guest, one of our favorites here. For those of you who are listening on the air, we'll go ahead and tell you it is the Reverend Dr. Bishop Gene Moore.
Oh, Lord.
Come on, don't give me all them titles.
Reverend Dr. Bishop. Wow. How you doing?
I am awesome. We are so glad because we listen to your music. We love your music. And so your audience just wants to hear about you, who you are, and where we can find you. So we're excited about it. How long have you been doing music?
I've been professionally doing music since the age of 19. You know, I was still in college, and my first professional background singing thing. See, the thing is, a lot of people, they just think that I just kind of came in and I just started doing records, but I've actually been in the industry for over 20 years. At the age of 19, I started singing professionally as a background vocalist for Kim Burrell. And then it went from Kim Burrell to doing spot dates with Israel Houghton. And then from Israel, I started doing dates with Kirk Franklin. The funny thing about with Kirk, and that was in the year of 2009, I was only supposed to come in just to do a couple of spot dates because at the time, Isaac Carey's solo career was really taking off. So he couldn't make a lot of those dates. So Isaac told Kirk, he said, hey, why don't you just bring somebody in just to, do some of the dates, when I'm not there or whatever. So they brought me in. I was only supposed to be there for two or three shows turned into 7 years. So I started singing with Kirk for like 7 years. And then while I was singing with Kirk, that's when Motown Gospel approached me and said, hey, do you want to do a solo record? I said, yeah. So I signed with Motown Gospel in 2013. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
Wow. First of all, you have to be a crazy beast to sing behind Kim Burrell. I'm talking the most talented people on earth. And then also to grace the stage with Kirk Franklin. That is so great. I think it's awesome when artists get a chance to give back. You're on the stage. Absolutely. And then you were able to be discovered from that as well. So, and you definitely have some mad vocals. So we definitely love to hear you. Do you write, produce?
So I don't really do a lot of production. However, I'm getting more into vocal arranging. So, people are, they started calling me in to do some vocal arranging. And as far as writing, I do some writing. I don't do the majority of the writing on my records. And I'll be the first to own that writing isn't really my strength. I do better when I co-write. Now, you put me in a room with other writers and, we bouncing ideas off each other. It's like, oh, yeah, that's good. I'll put that. Oh, yeah. Oh, take that word out. Yeah. So, hopefully the more I do it, I get a little stronger at it. But, I definitely have a team of writers, who have done a good job. I think they've done a good job. And I like their energy.
That is so good and so honest, because I think that what a lot of people don't realize is that it takes a team. A lot of times to put out this music, you won't have just one writer, you have a team of writers. Because it's, that's, very few can actually do it just by themselves,
Right.
So that's good. And we thank you for being honest about that. We're excited about it. I know that you're going to be doing a whole lot more. What can we expect to see in, let's say, a year, maybe two?
In about a year or two? Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and just throw it out there. I would love to get on somebody's tour. Now, I did a little on Jonathan McReynolds' My Truth tour. When he was on tour, what he did, like every city that he was at, he would just use different artists in different cities. And so when he did the Texas run, he had me to do the Dallas and the Houston dates, which was awesome. Wow. So, I love touring. Some people say, man, I don't like touring, man, it's tiring. But I love touring, whether I'm doing it myself or whether I'm coming in as a BGV. I just absolutely love to tour. So, I'm just putting it out there, and I don't care if it's a gospel tour. I don't care if it's a R&B tour, with a God consciousness. I got to specify that.
Yeah, because I would say you going to tour with R. Kelly?
Yeah. Nah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gene Moore.
But I mean, you have some good R&B, but my thing is I'm going to carry the light no matter where I go.
Yeah.
So, hopefully somebody's listening and they'll say, hey, man, okay, come join us, man. I would love that.
That's good. I can hear a good blues album from you.
Oh, come on. I'm an artist. I love doing all sorts of music. One day I wouldn't even mind doing a jazz record.
Oh, wow. That's so good. You know, and it's so important that you have someone that you are mentoring, you have someone that is on the same level with you, and then you have someone who is mentoring you. So who's your mentor? Who do you go to?
Ooh, man. See, you, Autumn, you're gonna get me in trouble because once I start calling names, and if I
Give us
accidentally
the
forget
secret.
somebody, they're gonna say, well, why you ain't call me? I will say this. For the years that I sang with Kirk Franklin, I definitely gleaned a lot from him. Kirk Franklin is the consummate professional. I have to say that he is the consummate professional. He never allows the audience to see him sweat. You know, I've seen this guy in all sorts of situations, and the audience would never know because he knows how to just play it cool every single time. I would definitely say Aaron Lindsay, who's a friend of mine. I would say that he would be somebody who I gleaned from. Man, it's just so many, and vocally, of course, I have nothing but respect for people like Jason Nelson. I love Jonathan McReynolds, of course. Israel Houghton. Israel was very instrumental. Before I even put out my first record, he actually wrote one song on my first record, and he was very instrumental and encouraging and just telling me, okay, look out for this, look out for that, do this, don't do that. So it's so many.
Wow. Have you noticed people who are trying to come up in the industry maybe gravitating to you and just kind of wanting you to wear the hat of being their mentors?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's not to say that I've arrived, but I have a lot of skin in the game. And I think that's what a lot of the younger artists will appreciate, is that I do have skin in the game. So I can tell them, okay, do this, don't do that, don't say that, don't post that. This is what you
Okay.
look out for. This is who you need to watch. Because unfortunately, everybody in our gospel industry, they ain't got the gospel. I'm gonna just keep it real. Don't think just because it's a gospel industry that folk won't try to play you, because I've been burnt so many times, but thank God for life lessons. And so I talk to some of the younger aspiring artists that are just in literally for about a year or a year and a half. They're babies, and I'm just like, all right, yo, this is what you need to do. So yeah.
What's the number one thing that you would say to everyone? Do
not run your mouth. There's 6 degrees of separation in this industry, and people are not as loyal as you think. So whatever you need to say, you need to keep it amongst your family or your very, 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 very tight village. But don't go out in these gospel settings and say anything that you don't mind getting back. If you don't mind it getting back, sure, run your mouth, but the best thing to do is just to watch what you say and who you say it around.
Yeah, that's good. And I think it's important too for the other side of that, not to run your mouth on others.
Yeah,
So I think that's
absolutely.
like you mentioned, you see things, you worked for Kirk for a long time, but the audience will never see him sweat, and then you wouldn't run your mouth on situations. And I understand, because for 7 years I toured with Fred Hammond. I was his assistant for 7 years, and did a lot backgrounding him as well. And of course you see a lot because we're all human.
You know what? I probably crossed you a couple of times and didn't even know, because I did the Stellar Awards. I want to say it was 2015 with Fred. It was me, Michael Bethany, and Deanna's Cook.
Yeah,
and we did
so
the
you were
Stellars with
there.
Fred. Yeah. Oh, Unc.
Yes, Unc.
Oh,
Yes,
Uncle
everybody
Fred.
call him
Yeah.
Unc. And you learn a lot,
Yeah.
so many people want to would love to, go where you've gone or gone where I've gone. And we've learned so much from these industry giants. So it's an amazing thing. Thing. So that's good. So hopefully you can definitely give back and take some people with you.
Right. Hopefully, prayerfully. Yeah.
Who in your family sings?
My dad. My dad is the singer. Yeah, my dad was actually singing before he was preaching and pastoring. So, when people ask me, well, where do you get it from? Definitely my dad's side of the family.
Wow. So he make you sing at the church all the time when you were a little boy?
Yeah. All the time.
You're going to be on the program, whether you want to be on the program or not.
Whether you like it or not, you're going to be on this program, But, looking back, I appreciate him pushing me, because I was really shy. Growing up, I was really, really shy. And he had to kind of push me out of the nest in order to make me fly on my own.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hated it. I hated it, you
But you
know,
needed it. You
in
needed
the
it.
moment, but I needed it. And looking back in hindsight, I wouldn't even be where I am if it weren't for my dad pushing me. Yeah.
Wow. So you have a huge family support.
Yes, yes, yes. My sister, my dad, my mom was a humongous support. Unfortunately, she passed away this February, you know, so I'm
Mhm.
still kind of feeling, you know, the void of her not being here. You know, certain things that I've done, certain highlights that, you know, I've accomplished this year that I know that if she was here, she would be like, that's my baby, you know, and you know, you don't miss that kind of stuff until after they're gone. And sometimes I'm just like, oh man, mama's not here to see it. But you know, I
Oh,
know she's with me in spirit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Wow. Okay, so you have a strong support system, so you can only go further.
Hmm.
Because so many people do not have people around them who support them. So we
Yeah.
definitely wish you all of the success. Now let's talk about your single.
Yeah, I believe. So going back to my mom, you know, she passed away what am I trying to say? It was complications of Parkinson's disease. So when she was in the bedridden phase, and she also had dementia, you know, she couldn't talk that well, but she was still very alert. And so I said, "Hey, mom, I just finished recording this song called I Believe." It wasn't even out yet, you know, it was just in my file in my phone. And so I said, "Mom, I'm gonna play it for you." And so she just kind of shook her head. She was like, like that. So I played it. I put the phone next to her ear, and Autumn, no lie, she literally kind of sat up and she started crying. She was like,
Oh,
you know.
wow.
And so now I've dubbed I Believe as Mama's song because it was the last song that she heard before she passed away. And ironically, I Believe was written by Eric Dawkins, and that was the first song that he wrote after his dad passed away. So he was
Wow.
dealing with grief, and I'm dealing with grief. And so when people hear the song, I don't want them to feel grief or darkness. If anything, I want people to feel the grace of God, because it's grace that'll get you through that grief. And it's
Wow.
grace that will incite you to keep believing, even when you feel like you don't have anything to believe for, you know? So,
Wow.
you know, the song just simply says, I believe. It's a song of faith. It's a song of hope. It's a song of self-encouragement. And, you know, I just want people to be blessed by it.
Wow. This song is definitely carrying the anointing, but it's so good to hear the story behind it.
Yeah, I did a little bit of it. I don't know if you were at the I think you were at the Jonathan
Yeah.
McReynolds tour
Mhm.
in Dallas.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I actually performed it that night. It was the first song
Yeah.
I came out and did. Yeah.
Wow. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything you did sounded great. Amazing.
Yeah.
We were just screaming in our section. So
Yeah.
awesome. That is so good. Do you have any kind of like what do you do before coming on the stage? You have a ritual, or you jump up and down, jumping jacks, pray 10 times? What do you do?
So check this out. I have, and now this is a pen, but just pretend it's a straw. Okay. This is a straw. It's not a pen, Autumn. It's a straw.
It's a straw.
All right.
Okay, I
It's a
got
straw. And so now this is a true vocal exercise. So you put the straw in your mouth and you sing into the straw. And you don't push or anything, you just sing. And when the notes come through the straw, it sounds like a but what it's doing, it's relaxing the muscles in the back of the vocal cord. Some people will actually put the straw in water. I don't do water, but some people will put it in water, and they'll sing into the straw, and you can see bubbles, you know, forming in the water. So you know what it is that the air. I can't really give the technical explanation, but what it is
you.
that the air being constricted is actually relaxing the vocal cords. Now some people use balloons. I know Dorinda Clark Cole uses balloons.
To
I don't.
sing into, you sing into it.
Yeah, yeah. She'll actually like blow, sing into the balloon, and it'll open her up. You know, so I don't do the balloons because for some reason I've never been good at blowing up balloons. so I just stick with my straw. But you know, everybody has their thing, and that's my thing now.
Really. And so you can actually
Yeah,
feel it. You can feel it opening up, and that's
yeah,
what helps you.
absolutely. Yeah. Hmm.
That's
If
some
you don't,
good
if you
advice.
don't, if you don't believe me, people, you can Google it. You can YouTube it. I'm not making this up. This is real. Yeah.
That is some amazing, amazing advice. What else you got we can get?
Drink a lot of water and rest as much as possible. Nothing beats rest. Rest, drink water. Yeah, and I try not to do a lot of excessive talking before I sing. Now, after I sing my last note, then it's like yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Don't
but
stop talking.
yeah, but right before I try not to do a lot of excessive talking. You have to rest the vocal cords, and it gets harder the older you get to. You know, you think, you know, when you're 23 singing, you're invincible, but you know, as you start hitting that 35, 40 mark, you're gonna start noticing, all right, something's going on, you know, so you have to take care of it.
Yeah, awesome. We'll talk about some of the awards or nominations or appreciations that you've
Yeah.
gotten.
So I was nominated for my first Stellar Award for my first record for Best New Artist of the Year. I lost it to a very, very sweet young lady named who's my friend. Her name is Isabel Davis. Shout out to Isabel
Oh,
Davis.
yes.
Yeah. And I was also nominated for my first Dove Award for my second album. The name of that song from that second album is entitled Won't Be Moved.
Wow.
That was for the Dove. I also that same year received my first Grammy nomination for Best Gospel Album. And then I just got off the heels of my second Grammy nomination for doing The Better Benediction with PJ Morton.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we were also nominated for a Stellar as well. So yeah, I've had two Stellar nominations, two Grammy nominations, and one Dove Award nomination.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. What was
Yeah.
it like working with PJ?
Ooh, fun. So the crazy thing, I don't know how much time I got, so I'm gonna try to talk fast.
Go
So
for it.
the crazy thing, I was in the gym, right? And you know, man, I'm on the treadmill, and then I get a text from PJ. He says, "Hey man, are you in town? I'm coming to Houston." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, meet me at this studio over here." And I said, "Okay, what's going on?" He was just like, "Just meet me at the studio and at 4 o'clock." I said, "Okay, cool." So I met him at the studio. I walk in, I see Zacardi Cortez, I see Daryl Walls, and I'm like, okay, what's happening?
What's
What's going
happening?
on?
Y'all about to jump me or what?
Yeah. So Tim Rogers and Samote were not there. He actually recorded them in a different state, but me, Zacardi, and Daryl are all from the same city. So he got all three of us together, and then he played the track, and he said, "Okay, y'all, listen to this track." And I got this idea. I want to call this song "The Better Benediction." And you know, it ain't really like no real leads. I just want every dude to step forward, and you know, you just kind of feel it and make up your
Say
own ad
something.
libs. Yeah. So we all went in one by one. We recorded ours, and then PJ flew to wherever Samote was and wherever Tim Rogers were, recorded them. And the first time all five of us came together was for the video shoot in New Orleans. And when I tell you, it was just so much fun. It was a true brotherhood, true camaraderie. You know, no egos, no arrogance. You know, everybody. It's almost like we were just family. You know,
Yeah.
even because it was actually my first time meeting Samote and Tim Rogers. Now, I've always known Zacardi and Daryl because we're all from Houston, but it was like meeting all of them. It was like we were all at home. It was just like old cousins at the family reunion, just reuniting. Like everybody was just mad cool, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a really good time. And PJ's so cool and so chill, man. You know, it was one of the most fun and easiest collaborative projects that I've ever worked on.
Wow. You have worked with everybody in the industry.
Yeah.
Who's that one person you haven't worked with yet that you're trying to get to?
Ooh, man, I love to work with Robert Glasper. Now, the thing is, Glasper and I, we've been talking back and forth for years, but we just can never connect. But I'm believing we're going to connect real soon.
Wow.
And for some reason, man, I know this is going to sound crazy. I really want to. I really want to work with Dolly Parton.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, I'd really like to work with Dolly Parton. I've always loved her. You know, I've loved her writing. I loved her voice. I loved her presence ever since I was a little boy. So yeah, I wouldn't mind working with her.
That's actually really good. So hopefully you're listening, Miss Pardon. More. I think that would be a great collaboration. So that's awesome. Okay, great. Yeah, so we're running out of time here. So is there anything that you want to leave with our listening audience, and also let everybody know where they can find all of your music?
Yes, you can find all of my music on any streaming platform, whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora. just type in Gene Moore. The name of my EP is entitled Introspection, and the lead single from that EP is called I Believe. So, please buy it, please stream it, please share it. If you're on social media, tag me. On Instagram, I'm _Gene Moore. And also you can get me on Threads too. I just started a Threads account. So, you can also hit me up on Threads. I don't have a TikTok. So you get me on Instagram.
TikTok. Everybody has to have a TikTok.
Oh man, I'm still kind of on the fence about the TikTok thing. Autumn, I don't know. The government trying to get rid of it. So I'm not so sure if it's gonna be here too long. But that's just my opinion.
Get you a little bit in there.
You get a little bit.
So,
I get you.
Okay, well, we definitely thank you for hanging out with us and giving us so much information. I love that you're down to earth. There are some who may not be, who are not, but for the most part, you are, and we thank you for that. So here it is. If you're listening on the air, I Believe is up next. And if you are listening by social media, make sure you go ahead and get it. Get it now. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Autumn.